we have Lilypad. All right, let's do it.
Hi everyone, this is Jay from Lilypad Network. Lilypad is building the rails for an open AI economy, one where anyone can deploy powerful models, earn from their work, and help solve humanity's greatest challenges. The next big breakthrough in AI won't happen behind closed doors. It'll happen in public and be built by everyone. Ali, who is our founder and CEO, is a mechatronics engineer, and she helped launch the Filecoin virtual machine when she was at Protocol Labs. While there, she also built a decentralized compute network and realized that crypto incentives can help scale and verify AI infrastructure. Then she met Stan. Stan is a Google engineer and AI researcher at Stanford who was running into similar issues but from opposite sides of the problem. And that's when it clicked. The real bottleneck in AI isn't resources or even talent, it's access. The current landscape locks people out at every level. Compute is expensive and gated. Model creators can't monetize their work without giving it away, and deploying models requires infrastructure that most people don't have access to. The people pushing AI forward, the scientists, developers, and independent builders, are stuck on the sidelines. Lilypad flips the model. We're building a decentralized AI stack that anyone can use. It combines a distributed GPU network, a permissionless model marketplace, and developer-ready APIs, all coordinated on-chain with verifiable execution and native monetization built right in. Since our testnet launch, Lilypad has powered over 1 million tasks, 30,000 jobs are running on the network daily, and we have over 300,000 signups on our API. But more important than that, Lilypad is already powering real applications, like a Dell-backed protein folding pipeline, an oncology research agent at Cedars-Sinai, and sensor-based climate workflows with NatGeo. It gives developers the APIs, compute, and economics they need to deploy AI in the wild, not just in demos. Lilypad earns a fee from every compute job, whether it's inference, training, or post-processing. The revenue from every transaction is split between the GPU provider, the model creator, and Lilypad. Our go-to-market strategy activates both supply and demand. We start with a Stripe-based inference API subscription to onboard developers. Then we layer in a SaaS experience for the model marketplace, followed by downstream products like agents and pipelines. The token launch drives distribution at scale, and longer term, we expand into enterprise deployments with partners like Dell. Everything in our go-to-market and monetization roadmap feeds into this flywheel. As we onboard model creators through subscriptions and SaaS, demand for compute grows. That demand pulls in GPU providers, which reinforces the network's economics, rewarding contributors, and keeping the loop turning. This is how we scale decentralized AI as a self-sustaining ecosystem. Most platforms, if you look at our competitors, they solve one piece of the puzzle. They're either model marketplaces, compute networks, or AI tooling provider. Lilypad coordinates all three. Unlike closed platforms like OpenAI or Stability, we offer open access, transparent economics, and native monetization. Unlike fragmented infra projects, we offer full stack. And unlike research-only protocols, Lilypad is live with real models, active jobs, and builders shipping on the network today. We're not betting on the trend. We're building the foundation for where AI is actually going. Our roadmap includes fine-tuning, private inference pipelines, provenance tracking for model IP, and even quantum dev environments. Lilypad is infrastructure that scales with research and keeps it open. Our team blends deep technical expertise with execution. Ali built developer platforms at IBM and Protocol Labs. Stan led scalable ML systems at Google and Stanford. And around them is a team of engineers and advisors from top AI labs and Web3 networks, all focused on delivery. We're raising now to scale our go-to-market and launch our Lilypad token. The infrastructure is live, real teams are building on it, and the ecosystem is growing fast. We've done the hard part. Now it's about visibility, distribution, and unlocking what comes next. We built the blueprint, the opportunity is here, and we want to invite the right partners to help us bring this to the world. Thank you.
Amazing.
All right.
Let's get
Shall we
into
bring
it.
him on? Yes.
Do it.
Hello,
Great
hello,
job, Jay.
everyone.
Killed
Hey,
it.
nice to see you all. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm excited. Let's get to it.
Super smooth presentation. First of all, I'll open it up to the floor if you guys have any questions.
I had just a quick one with the fee model that Lilypad implements for the compute. Who determines that, and how could it possibly be changed in the future?
Yeah, so that's actually provided by the model creators. So the model creator, they would provide the fee that they're interested in, which is where the model marketplace comes into play. so that you can see the type of jobs you want to run, what fees are associated with that, and then you decide where you want to do it there. We've been kind of in talks internally about how to route this and stuff appropriately, but that is top of mind for model creators to set their own fees.
It's good to see you again. I saw you at the last one that we did in person, and it was impressive then, and it's impressive still now. I guess one quick question for you. In the time since the last time I met you and now, I played a bit. I built my own app using an AI assistant, and I've gotten more familiar with the difference between assistants and basic messages, and the ability to kind of have a persistent assistant with threads and files and things like that. Can you talk more about the actual product you offer around the APIs? Like, is it just a way to ask an isolated prompt and create one-off conversations? Do you have threading? Do you have files? What's the overall developer experience like?
Yeah, so we realized that the memory issue is a problem, and we were working with things like N8N that have these modules built in where you can add memory and support. As of right now, it is primarily focused on one-shot inference, like you said. You have one prompt, you get it back. Now, if you want to expand on that, what you can do is take the entire context of the conversation, refeed it to the model so it understands the full context, and then it can continue that conversation. So there are some workarounds that we're considering and building into that as we continue to develop a solution.
Cool. And is it text only, or do you also do like images, video, that kind of stuff?
So as of right now, we support text models. We support text to image, text to video. We've also recently supported that about a week or two ago. And with our last release, if you look at our Discord this morning, our engineer just said, hey, you guys could all upload files to actually interact with these models as well. So we are aware of all the problems, and we are addressing those problems as we grow.
And then, so as like a model developer myself, not me, hypothetically, if I train my own model, and I listed it in your marketplace, all of these things are kind of handled out of the box for me.
So there are some things that you would need to do in order for you to bring it onto the network, right? So you have some open source AI system. You want to create it into a module, which is a Docker container. So that keeps all of your data there. And then we will interact with it by having a call from our network, go over to that Docker container, give the response. And that's generally how it's handled.
Cool.
Hey, Jay, nice to see you. I saw the 300,000 users, and it's crazy to see your growth from like when I first met Ali way. I mean, like almost a year and a half, 2 years now. So just congratulations on that. My question is, how do you just plan on keeping this crazy scale, and then also to keeping the retention with all these really cool offerings that makes you different than, say, like somebody like a Kosh, who's like, you know, they have this great FDV, but I think their new user rate is almost like down to like 0.1% or something like that. So yeah, I saw that really cool graph of your comparisons to everybody else with your offerings. So just just wondering, you know, how you want to keep that growth going, and then also keep the retention on those other offerings that make you different.
I think the key is to identify where the end consumer is and where they're currently using AI. As of right now, we see people using AI in N8N and Make.com. We want to be able to plug into those tools, make our tools accessible so that you can plug this into your AI workflows. We already see demand. You're already using AI. We want to offer you a better solution for things that you can't currently address. So the key there is going to the infrastructure level, plugging into these systems that can help us scale that already have the users. And not only are we doing that on the Web 2 side, we're also doing that on the Web 3 side. So there's a bunch of agent platforms that are springing up that need some sort of inference, right? Maybe they want to generate an image, but they're only an LLM or something like that. So more recently, we're working with like Morpheus so that we have a subnet, and whoever runs AI agents on there can use us to actually pull reference. So we are aware that in order to scale, we need to meet customers where they're at, where they're currently using AI, and deliver them in a way that they feel comfortable and familiar with.
Sweet. Awesome, Jay. Great seeing your growth, man.
Thank you.
That'll actually kind of follow me back through here then, Jay. I'm wondering, have you guys seen any particular models or type of AI workflows that are showing like the greatest consumption or demand? What are our people using right now?
Yeah, it's interesting because we have this discussion internally. Do we value high impact inference, or do we value volume? So there's a lot of high impact inference that is happening on BioML. This research, one of our community members published about a week ago, research on enzymes and protein and folding and how they're using that for different medications. So it's interesting, this conversation, because the question is like, do we value these high inference things that require a lot of GPUs, or do we require small little LLM interactions that are maybe tiny amounts of compute, but serve a significant volume? And we have a kind of approach to address each one of these. Like I mentioned, we have something for these platforms and how to scale. We have partner relationships, private channels in our Discord with about 10 to 15 companies that we are hand holding and discussing through this.
Amazing. Yeah, I was just going to ask if you mind getting into a little bit about your roadmap and milestones that you guys might have over the next couple months here.
Yeah, sure. So we've announced our community board, right? So we want to get people interested. Our biggest challenge right now is marketing and getting it out there. I tend to find that once people are aware, they're excited, they're interested. We have people that we introduce to it. They start running things immediately. So it works. The tech works. The challenge now is getting the word out and onboarding users.
What is your current method of marketing?
So currently, we're mostly doing Discord, Twitter. We're going through all these different platforms, like here, to try to win grants. We were recently accepted into Tezos, so we're going through that accelerator. We were accepted into OLAS, so we're going through that accelerator. And we're going partner to partner saying, hey, whether we win this or not, we're interested in working with you. This is a great opportunity to break the ice. Let's talk. And then we're taking those opportunities from there.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Those seem pretty like Web3 native type of people you're trying to approach that way. How about in the Web2 side? Is there any methods you have of marketing there?
Yeah, so there it started off with the researchers, mostly because of Stan and his network, and we started off with working with DeSci communities there. So that is our primary focus for Web2. I think the other outlet will be the NADEN, the make.com, only because people are used to doing one-shot inferences. They're probably not aware that that's what they're doing, but essentially that is. So yeah, that's our plan to market to end consumers.
Awesome. All right, Jay. Great job. G, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, that was amazing. Jay, thank you. All right.
Thank you all.
Yeah, for sure. Great to see
Thanks,
the progress. And yeah, we'll see you up on some of the next things for sure.